Hi, I'm Francisco, and I am Brazilian. Personally, I don't think I've experienced, like, quote unquote, real racism. I've had, thanks to the tone of my skin, I look very white. So the only major racism that I've experienced was like sideline, where they would insult the people next to me, not realizing that I was also part of the group that they were insulting. Growing up in a predominantly white world, I inadvertently conformed to a mold that I thought they wanted me to be in. I very much grabbed any part that was too ethnic or too exotic for their taste, and I would just kind of tone it down or push it out of who I wanted to be. In a way, I kind of whitewashed myself. I very much didn't want to be made fun of like the other people, and I just, whenever I saw someone being made fun of, I would introspectively remove that part of myself. By acting in a way that I wasn't really myself, it took a lot to where, like I said, I would have a lot of outbursts. I got a lot more problems, and I kind of isolated myself from everyone around. I did not hang out with anyone in school or outside of school until sophomore year of high school. When it comes to my ethnicity, I don't think I am proud or ashamed. It kind of doesn't come up in my mind until it's an answer in a form that I'm filling out. I don't really see myself, I see myself as too white to be Brazilian, and as too exotic and Brazilian to be white. The majority of people in this world still kind of get their main understanding of other cultures through the media and through just, again, stereotypes. So when it comes to understanding them, I don't think masses of people truly understand everyone else in a way. So when it comes to, do these minorities and other groups get enough help, I don't think the majority of this world understands what or why they need help, or truly what they're feeling.
My name is Chantel. I'm Mexican. I've experienced racism. It's more of a sense of like microaggression, but regardless, it's still racism. I've also had people tell me that I talk ghetto, which is funny but not funny. I've had people think that I wasn't born in the United States. I have dual citizenship in Mexico and the United States. I got that when I was 9 years old, and I had told somebody, and they thought my original nationality is Mexican and not American. So those are some few examples. They make me feel a little wonky, honestly. Because I was born and raised in the United States. I do come from immigrant parents, but it's like denying an identity of mine. The world is very white. I think that's easy to understand. However, I did not grow up in a white community. I forgot that white people existed until I came to King State, to be completely honest. Mine was a very strong culture shock, and it was, sometimes I like realized that when I look back, I'm like, someone said something weird to me. That's not okay. And because I don't face racism back at home. And so it was like, moving here was very weird. That's a hard question. Do I feel safe? To an extent. I've come to terms that nothing's gonna come out of things. I've reported an issue that had happened last semester that was a very hard strain on myself. It almost made me want to transfer. Actually, I wanted to transfer. And it just sucks because I reported an issue. I had evidence. I had video footage, 2 witness statements, my witness statement, and I went to go report it. I filled out like 3 forms that day and submitted everything that I had, and nothing happened. The student that had done these actions who I would say put my safety in jeopardy, as they released my room number information to their social media, encouraged to leave hateful comments. Nothing really came out of it. Just a lot of like bullshit, really. I reported it. I had like 5 different meetings in like a month trying to figure out what we were gonna do. I wanted a no contact order to like prove a point, saying like, don't mess with me. And I was denied it because there was no real result, and because all the confrontation that was happening was on social media, and they said that there was no real risk. And then first day of classes this semester, she was in my class, and I was so upset. And so I feel like being a person of color at Keene State, our voices are less heard. I don't think they actually care, because the amount of people that I hear of students of color who've had incidents, and those incidents actually getting somewhere, please show me a person, because I still have yet to find one. People of a different minority are less likely to receive help for their mental health. And I can speak from my own experiences. In Latin culture, mental health doesn't exist. It's like, you fight it off. It doesn't exist. My brother suffers from depression, and my dad was like, no, you don't. My dad was like, it took him so long for him to accept that he has a mental illness. There's just horrible stigma around, especially Latin culture, that people don't receive mental health like treatment or help because it's seen as wrong.
So I'm Paula Durant, and I'm Latina and white. So I have experienced racism multiple times. I would say the worst time was my senior year in high school. One of the school board members did not like me, and she put me on a white supremacy page and said that I should like receive severe backlash. And in that white supremacy page, there were neo-Nazis and members of the KKK. It was very extreme. And then I remember the police had to like take me out of class and tell me that, they'd be, watching over me just so I wasn't murdered, which is really scary. And that really impacted me. I was barely able to show up to high school because I was so scared. That and my high school was really racist, and it was not a good time. So I just really wasn't able to go to my last year of high school. I have experienced racism at Keene State. I think something that's really interesting about being white passing is that a lot of people like don't know what my background is, so they just assume that they can make racist jokes or racist comments in front of me, and that I would laugh with them. And especially, having or being Latina, being a person of color, it's so strange to me how they automatically assume if I'm white, then I would laugh at their racist comments. And that happened a lot, especially my freshman year before anyone knew me. So it's made me view myself. I think that I was very proud of it when I was younger. And now I think in high school, it made me view myself as almost like less as other people. Because that situation in high school was just brutal, and that I had so many different situations in high school that it just made me feel less as other people. But how I view other people, I think that especially early college and high school, it's made me, I don't know, like I'm in high school, I was almost like ashamed of my background, but especially when I meet other people that have similar background as me, I feel very proud, like not only of myself, but of other people, just because I know like sometimes it's difficult to like survive the situations that have happened to other people. So I guess pride and fear, if that makes any sense. The stereotype for people who are, Latina is, oh, they're stupid. Whereas if someone from Europe were to come to the country and they have an accent, German, French, oh, that's so attractive, that's so cute, that's so intelligent. And the stereotype for people from Latin America is, oh, they're so stupid. So I think it definitely can have a negative connotation, especially, when you're going to school or at the workplace. Questions and comments that I get asked frequently. I remember in high school, I would get a lot, and I actually got this from my field hockey coach, was, oh, you're Hispanic and you don't speak English with an accent. That's like good for you that you can speak English. And I got that a lot. Like sometimes I don't care if people are like, wow, that's so awesome that you speak two languages, because it is, and I'm really happy that I can and that I have that privilege. But I got the comment a lot, like kind of like, oh, like good for you that you can speak English. And that was something that I got a lot in high school. And what's another question that I got a lot? Like, a comment that I get a lot is, oh, you're so calm for someone that's Latina. Like you're so, well put together and calm. And I'm just a human, so I don't know what they were expecting from me, but that's a really frustrating one.